Hello, YouTube. It's Daquita Carva. It's been a long time since I've done a video. I don't know. I haven't looked on YouTube, maybe a few months or so. I this is a very important video. This is probably, I always say that, the most important video that you will watch. But it is very important for you to watch and pay attention. I don't know if I still have the same viewers out there that I used to have. I don't know if people are still checking my page still in hopes that I post something. It almost seems like things are slowly taking a turn for the worse. But I'm here because I'm experiencing something that is, I just can't, no matter how much you pray. I've done the fasting, I've done the praying, I've done the praying, the fasting, I've done the repenting, and to my surprise, nothing has changed. As far as my targeting, as far as the harassment, as far as what I've been experiencing from day one that I've realized this. So this feels like there's some other thing that's happening. But I have some information, some proof that I'm going to share with you right now. You need to watch the entirety of this video. Um, what if your whole life was a setup? And this is what I'm saying. I remember watching Black Child doesn't come on anymore. There was a gentleman by the name of Black Child. He did like a lot of celebrity and exposure of the Illuminati and things like this. This was before I knew who the Illuminati was. I was told to watch his channel. This is when I first was targeted. When I first found out I was targeted back in 2013 when I was awakened to it. 2012 to be exact. But to unbeknownst to me, I was been targeted all my life. It's just that I've been unconscious to it. But in 2012 is where I became conscious of it. And I'm not seeing a lot of videos right now with targeted individuals as much as I did. Either something has changed with them or something else is going on. But there's some strange phenomenon that's happening. I'm going to expose that to you right now. What's happened? It's an alien agenda. I'm going to show you how it's being done through the housing market. I'm going to show you how it's being done through women trafficking, human trafficking. I'm going to show you how it's being done through us. I am a breeder. They are trafficking through me. I'm going to show you, unlock some things that are happening that are coded in the Bible that you never saw before. So, but I just wanted to say something about, make that point about Black Child. He had a channel referred to as the Black Child. And he's no longer on there, but he exposed a lot of truth. And I remember him doing a video saying, and a lot of his videos and his content has been taken down. All right. So, I say this because we're already in a new world order. People have been looking for the new world order, right? Have you not been looking for the new world order? When is FEMA coming? When is all of this stuff happening? Well, it's happening. It's happening subtly. It's happening at the unconscious level. It's happening when we go to sleep. This is happening very discreetly. We knew nothing. They snuck up on us. There's a commercial. Let me go back to the Black Child thing because I'm going all over the place right now. But Black Child said something that stood out to me, that still stands out to this day. He said, you don't choose them, they choose you. So it goes back to me saying I was chosen as a satanic ritual. I was satanically ritual abused as a child, and I have earlier videos of that on my channel, Mystery of Iniquity. But I wanted to make this point. Here's a picture of me at a young age. This is a picture of me as a baby, okay? This is a picture of me when I was a baby. As you can see, this picture is very dark, okay? This is a dark picture of me. There's a shadow right there. And I'm like to myself, when I look at this picture was in the basement of my mother. I'm staying with my mother, who is one of the individuals who targets me. But this picture was in the basement, and I looked at this picture, and I just look at the sadness of my face, and I'm just looking at this superimposed image that's behind me, that's in the dark shadow. Doesn't even look like me. Doesn't look like me at all. But it's superimposed behind me. And when you look at this scripturally, you have something right here that is the body of, we say the body of Christ. They will be all members. There are some teachings that I did earlier that were incorrect in theory, scripturally, when I spoke about them, knowing what I know now. But you have the body of Christ, right? So you have the body right here, and then they take off the head of the shepherd, and then they put the fake head on there. And then, meanwhile, that face, the real face, becomes the shadow face. So it's people that are stealing our identities. They're stealing the church's identity, the true church. So now you have this body that is disconnected from the head. You have the head going one direction and the body going in another direction. So there's no connection. The two can't connect. It's like the Tower of Babylon. They speak in a different language. You're in different places. So here you have the superimposed, this is the head right here, that has been placed on the body right here. The body has a mind of its own. This is where there's a disconnect, right? There's a disconnect right here because the two are speaking a different language. This is the pagan body right here. This was supposed to be the Christ, so to speak, but it's become something else, right? They scattered Israel. They took off the head, and the body is scattered. Okay, so that's the perfect example. I'm messing with my speech right now. The perfect example of the scattering of Israel. They have no head. All right, the head is a scripture somewhere in the Bible. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it spoke about the shepherd. If you take off the shepherd's head, the sheep will be scattered, right? Because they have no way to connect with the person who leads them, right? So that was all by design. So in looking at this picture, you can see that the whole thing was a setup. It's totally that. You know, you get marked from birth, you know, with the satanic ritual abuse that I explained in my earlier channels. At the age of 4 and up, I was abused and so forth. And it's like I came into this world basically raising myself as a child. I knew things that I shouldn't know at the age of 4, at the age of 5, sexually and things like that, that I had knowledge of that I shouldn't have known at that age. And that's because of the upbringing that I experienced. That, you know, I had to grow up. I had to grow up early. You know, I didn't get that chance to grow up as a child. Not to say that I'm regretful of that. I'm just speaking the truth as to how this has come to be. So I believe that some people are created to fulfill Bible prophecy. Ask me about the Bible. I have a whole different story about the Bible. I believe that is and I have a different opinion on the Bible right now. And I'm not here to sway anybody and to lead them into a certain, I'm just only going to speak the facts, speak the truth, and you make your own determination. But there is something very demonic happening. This is something that, you know, we're in these battles, we're in these wars, we're going through these wars with ourselves. It says you versus you. But the truth is, they're doing the one eye thing, and that's the shadow. That's the shadow. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I won't fear no evil. Well, here's the thing I got. Here's the question I have. What are you walking through the shadow of death for, right? Are we not alive? Why do we need to walk through the shadow of death? So that's the whole thing. So you see, you know, what does light have to do with dark? And this is where it gets kind of concerning when you start to reanalyze and really start to come into that truth. And you look at the Bible and say, well, what is Satan and God doing? And why are they in the same place at the same time? I thought this is holy ground. So I thought that evil cannot go where it's supposed to be holy at, right? So why is Satan, when you look at the book of Job, and I think the 2nd chapter, and he says, Satan, where hast thou been? And he said, traveling to and fro, traveling to and fro. And I'm thinking, like, why would God and Satan be in the same location? And then you hear God say, well, I'm a jealous God. And I'm like, well, isn't that a spirit? Like, you know, and then, so you start to question the Bible. Then you have to ask yourself, well, is this Bible written for the God who was the God of this world for that time frame? So then you start to wonder, you know, is this the book of a new beginning? Is this the book of something that's old now? If that makes any sense, you know, because when you analyze the Bible, it doesn't make sense. When you look at certain scriptures, you say, wow, well, does not the Bible seem like slavery, witchcraft, control, domination, and things like that? You say witchcraft. There's no witchcraft in the Bible. Yes, there is. There's witchcraft in the Bible. When you see the cooking of the pot, the keldron, and I think that's in the book of Ezekiel, where you see them putting on and I'll read a part if I can find it. Hold on a second. Yeah, here it is. Symbol of the cooking pot. And I'm reading verse 24, Ezekiel chapter 24. Thus says the Lord God. And this is, I hope people see this video. I hope that the Spirit of Truth allows this video to get out. Ezekiel chapter 24. Thus says the Lord God, put on a pot, set it on, and also pour water into it. Gather pieces of meat in it, every good piece, the thigh and the shoulder. Fill it with choice cuts. Take the choice of the flock. Also pile a few bones under it. Make it boil well and let the cut simmer in it. This is witchcraft. Okay? That's witchcraft right there. And you say, what is witchcraft doing in the Bible? That's witchcraft in the Bible. It's telling you how behind the scenes there's evil priests, false priests that are practicing as priests, that believe that they're priests, and they're fallen angels. Okay, they're angels of Baal. They're fallen angels. Okay, these are fallen angelic beings operating under the guise of priests. All right, so this is basically how they're doing it. So this is basically people acting. These are basically people that have blood on their hands. They're operating. Remember, in the book of the law, it says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." Okay, that's Israel. Thou shalt not drink blood. Okay, so right now we're amongst spiritual vampires. What if I told you that there are holy vessels that are being taken by the Babylonian kings? They're emulating. They're trying to fulfill Bible prophecy, and this is happening right now. What if I told you that there was a realm where vessels of gold and silver were stored? Okay, they were placed somewhere, hidden somewhere. Vessels of gold and silver. Who is that? Gold and silver, Quita? The spirit of truth, the holy grails. What if they were in a realm in which they were not to be identified, and they were only there to be fed on? What if there were spiritual vampires that existed outside of this realm of reality that came back and feasted and fed on the gold and silver that they put in their realm for that specific person, for that specific purpose? And that's exactly what's happening. That's what's happening to me. So some of you that have been targeted, that's exactly what is happening. Some of you have taken an oath. If you look at these movies right now, and I can tell you that your oath is the Alien Covenant. You don't believe me, Queen. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Alien Covenant. What are you talking about? Alien Covenant. Okay, it's in the Bible. I'm just saying, it's in the Bible. You don't believe me? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 5. Aliens amongst you. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 5. Okay. Proverbs chapter 5. And I'm going to show you my lawsuit that I have out. It's my story, my own personal testimony that's going to expose this thing and lay it right on his ass, literally. I'm going to show you something. All right, so Proverbs chapter 5, the peril of adultery. My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Lend your ear to my understanding, that you may preserve discretion, and your lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of an immoral woman drip honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but in the end she is bitter as burnt wormwood. In the end she is bitter as wormwood. How come? So they're trying to change our garments. They're taking something right now, what they're doing, they're taking something beautiful, right? They've done this to me over now. There's times where I get very angry, okay? Because they're creating atmospheres, right? They're creating atmospheres for us because why? They want to change our holiness. They want to change us into something that we are not, okay? They want to change, change. You hear them talking about Beauty and the Beast. These are stories, these are biblical stories that they have turned into nursery rhymes. They turn them into nursery rhymes. They turn them into Snow White and Sleeping Dwarfs, Seven Dwarfs. The seven kingdoms, okay? Yeshua, Jesus, who was holy and white, and he gave the seven kingdoms. Snow White and the seven dwarfs. They're changing. You see, they're taking stories from the Bible and putting a Disney character to it. So this is what they're doing here. So in the end, she is bitter as wormwood. Why is she bitter as wormwood? Because they created the atmosphere to make her bitter. Jesus was nailed to the cross with a crown of thorns. Do you know what thorns are? Thorns are the parasites drones that they place upon his head. They placed 12 crowns of thorns. The 12, okay? The 12 snares. They put snares upon his head. These are parasites, okay? He was the healer. He was the deliverer. And they nailed him to the cross. They basically created an atmosphere that he could not break out of. They created an atmosphere that it gets to the point like when you got parasites in the water, what do you got parasites in the ocean, and you're in this ocean, swimming in this ocean with the parasites. You drink from this water. You bathe with this water. You're exposed to this atmosphere all day. You got things in the air. The air is killing us. You're breathing in these toxins. How do you get out? How do you get free? Tell me, how do you get free when they put people here, the spirit of truth here? And I'm going to show you how they're doing it because it's going to blow your mind. Wait, because I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind as to how they're doing it. This is my case. This is my story. I'm copywriting it. This is me. I am the truth. And this is what it is. So let me finish reading this to you. Sharp as a two-edged sword, her feet go down to death. Her steps lay hold of hell. Lest you ponder her path of life, her ways are unstable. So they're discrediting this person right here. You do not know them. Therefore, hear me now, my children, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Remove your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the cruel one. Lest aliens be filled with your wealth and your labors go to the house of a foreigner who is the alien. Okay? And you mourn at last when your flesh and your body are consumed. Your flesh and your body are consumed. Why? Because they're breeding through you. They're trafficking through you. They're eating your flesh. They've allowed these parasites. The body is a hologram. Let me blow your mind again. If they can do virtual surgery, they can do virtual witchcraft. All right? Let me tell you, warfare is different right now. They have placed you in a virtual reality. Okay? They are changing. All of us are playing. We're changing our reality with all of this digital, this technology, these digital platform. People think I'm crazy when I talk this, but listen, if they can do virtual surgery, if they can go in and manipulate the body, they can do virtual organ donation, they can do virtual priests that operate on you like a priest and change the whole construct of you, because they know secrets, they know things, there's knowledge. And if they're trafficking through holy vessels, they know things about those vessels, and they're knowing knowledge. If they're stealing your identity through Facebook, get it? Facebook, the stealing of a face. There's a shadow. They create a shadow. This shadow will go on top of this body, and this face, their innocent face, will go in the clouds at NASA, in space, in hyperspace, and she's experiencing, I'll speak for myself, I'm experiencing all these illusions and all these imaginations, because they're floods. It's floods of filth. It's floods of ungodliness. And this is a constant thing that's happening to me. My experience has been very different to others. Others have talked about the things that I've gone through, but I was not where they were yet, okay? We have Jami Ali, who is, I don't know where she is now, but Jami Ali spoke of the things that I did not experience at the time that she was experiencing. In fact, I have to be honest with you, some of the things that she was experiencing, I did not believe, okay? So it has become something that has happened to me. No matter how many times I realize that it's not real, it still continues to exist. It still continues to exist. Why? Because they changed the construct, and I have come to the consistency that America is cursed. There's nothing moving in America. There is nothing moving in America. America is at a standstill. You have wicked masters that have gone on, they have knowledge. They may have gone on to created some other dimension, some other portal of existence, and they have housed all of these entities, all of these things that they're feasting on, predominantly the Holy Grail, people for whatever nefarious reasons, to get rid of a race, whatever things that they're trying to strike up. But some of us have been created as weapons, okay? So let me show you in another scripture what's going on, and this is all Israel, okay? So you go to the book of Hosea, chapter 8. This is apostasy of Israel. I'm not going to really speak to all of this. I'm just going to say, I'm going to start at chapter 8, verse 8, okay? Israel was swallowed up. Now they are among the Gentiles, like a vessel in which is no pleasure. For they have gone up to Assyria, like a wild donkey alone by itself. Ephraim has hired lovers. Yes, though they have hired among the nations, now I will gather them. And they shall sorrow a little because of the burdens of the king of princes. Because Ephraim has made many altars for sin. How many of you, they have made many altars for sin. They have become for him altars for sinning. Okay? Then you go down and you say, and I'm going to, they speak about the aliens too. In verse 7, they say, verse 7, chapter 8, verse 7. They sow the wind and reap the whirlwind. The stalk has no bud. It shall never produce milk. It shall produce, if it shall produce, aliens will swallow it up. They're feasting off of us. They're feasting off of our blood. Okay? They're feasting, they're changing they're trying to manipulate the DNA. This is the beast versus the holy seed. So you have falsehood wearing the identity of what is true. Okay, and I'm gonna show you how they did that with me. I'm a perfect example. I'm gonna show you that on YouTube in a lawsuit that I have filed in federal court, where I was unlawfully foreclosed on. My home was unlawfully foreclosed on, unlawfully evicted. Here's a lawsuit. I'm not lying. This is my story. Jaquita Carver, there I am right there, and these are all of the entities I'm suing right here. Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, MARS, okay? It's Mars. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly what's happening. I guarantee you a lot of African American has some affiliation with Mortgage Electronic, for those of you who are homeowners, Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, MERS, okay? I'm sure they are in some, look at your contracts and look at the verbiage that's contained in your deeds. Look at what's happening. I'm going to read something here. I'm going to read some of this. I'm going to read you some of my lawsuit. This is filed in Pacer Federal Court. They're doing some things. They're changing our reality. They're distorting our reality. I'm going to show you a perfect example as to how they're doing that. Give me 1 second. They're trafficking through me. When I go to sleep at night, I'm waking up to breaths. It feels like I'm in an astral realm or something. I'm in a realm of the astral where I have reptilians. I don't know what these entities are. I don't know what they are. It feels like their breath is in my face, and it creates a harsh atmosphere. It's horrible. It's horrendous, if I can describe it. It's horrendous. It feels like a breath, and there's something foreign inside of me that I'm fighting with. That is not me. And they say it's you versus you, but the truth is they created altars of sin. Do you get that? An altar personality. They basically split you. When you look at the book of Daniel, chapter 7, I believe, and they speak of the thrones. There's only one throne, people, but they speak of thrones that were given to Israel through the Most High, okay? They speak of these thrones. They divided portions, okay? So they look at the mind. When you look at the mind, they say we only occupy 10% of our mind, right? So I always said to myself, well, what happens to the 90%? If we're only occupying 10%, where is the other 90% at? They divided portions. They divided thrones. So that means the dead, to me, I think the body of Christ is technically dead. I mean, personally, because there's no life in death. How can you die? There is no life in death. So, and how many of you have repented and have received no cleansing of your sins? Because there's an altar. There's an altar that they have to eat off. They eat sin. The reptilians eat sin. So how can they heal you if they still trying to eat? So they have to create this altar that's probably hidden, and that they come in and feast on off of this holy thing. So they have this altar that they're eating from, that they created, okay, specifically for them to eat off of, okay? And that altar is what you're fighting. It's not you. It's demonized, okay? Because that's not even you. So there's a whore, so to speak, a whore. There is some of you who are feeling like you're having sex when you sleep and you think that's you. That's not you. That's not you. They put a spirit of whoredom on you. Now, some of you are whores. I mean, like, some people are whores, but there's some people that are not whores. They've been given that spirit, and they put that demon. It's a demon. It's a demonic spirit that they put on you, so that they can feed off of you. And they come in, if you're under the oath, you probably won't feel it. But if you're not the oath, and they're trying to force you to take this bloody oath, the Alien Covenant. It's a movie, by the way. Watch it. The Alien Covenant. Okay, that's what you have subjected yourself to. A covenant of death. They basically own America, as I'm going to show you. So here it is. They're trying to distort the truth. They're trying to distort the truth. And those of you, they're jealous of the people that are free, like me. I consider myself to be free. Why are you free, Quita? You getting harassed. Well, I'm free because I won't take their oath. I know what's going on. And it's like, it goes back to that song by Lauryn Hill, I Get Out. You know, she said, you wake up and find yourself a sacrifice to the system for the dead. Okay, this is not my words, people. This is Lauryn Hill's song. This is her song. I think I had this on my YouTube channel before. She said in her own words, she said in her own, you just want to use me. You say you love me, but you abuse me. I'm going to show you that too, the hidden thing with that, this love, this thing called love, this false love that's on the schedule, by the way. It happens at 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m., false love. They create an angry environment. So at somewhere at at 8:30 or 8 a.m. You're real angry and you're real angry. And then this system ticks in. This spirit that is false. It's a computer generated system where something feels on when you feel love at 9 a.m. You feel love at 12. It's false love. It's a computer that's learning how to mirror a human experience. So here we go. They're doing research on us, folks. They're doing research on us. They're creating false realities. They're creating false realities and illusions and so forth. So I'm going to show you something on how they're distorting the truth. Okay. I'm going to show you something. I'm showing you things. This is my proof. This is my story right here. I have a security deed. This is for the house that was foreclosed on. This is what it come to find out the whole transaction was a fraudulent transaction. Here's a security deed. Okay. Mind you, I've been used as a weapon. I'm being used as a weapon. Okay. I'm being used as a weapon to come against my people, black people. Okay. I'm being used as a double agent at the unconscious level. All right. This is how they manipulated my reality. This is the house I lived in. Okay. This is the house I lived in, 285 Emerson Trail in Covington, Georgia. I lived in this house. They foreclosed on this house. I purchased the lot that I purchased. I'm going to show you something. I want you to see the lot that I purchased was lot 227. Okay. I don't know if you can see this, but if you read that, this is the description, the land description. Lot 227, right there, I see it, is what I purchased. I purchased lot 227. Okay. And they have now since, I wish I can show you this on the Newton County, if the county was Newton County, the property tax record search, when you enter in that address, 285 Emerson Trail, unless they change it, they probably will since I did this. But I have a printout of the plat, the little map of the land. They changed it. They changed a lot where I lived at. They changed it. Lot 227, by the way, means true. Okay? It means, look at it on Strong's concordance. Type in 227, the meaning of 227. It means truth. Lot 227 was on Emerson Trail where I lived at, right? But now they changed it. It's lot 310 in the same location. Lot 310 means to what? Cry out. Lot 310 means to cry out. They moved lot 227 at a different, somewhere over here on a different street, Harrison Circle, somewhere on a different street. But this is what I'm talking about. This is how they try to confuse and manipulate. This is a prime example of what's happening in my life. There's an attack on the truth. We are in the New World Order. We can't see what's happening right now. Somewhere, somebody's in the midst of a struggle. Somewhere, they have left the spirit of truth, those who are prophets and speak truth. They have left us in a different realm of reality. We are stuck in a different realm of reality. Why the church is under attack. And I'm talking about the church that don't know how to pray. I'm talking about the church that is lost and don't know how to pray. And they're being taken by who? Mars. They're being taken. So you hear all of the stuff we hear about space talk. All this stuff is centered around space. So you have, sorry, hold on a second. So I'm going to read you something that happened. I went to go purchase a home in 2006, me and my ex-husband. We went to go purchase a home in 2006. Apparently, we love this. I'm going to tell you how crazy this is. All right. I'm going to tell you how everything is a setup. All right. This house, it was like the last house. I think it was the last basement house. It was the last basement house back in 2006. I went in the house. We said it was too far out. That was the only thing we had. We had looked at another house, and I was thinking about that house. And I said, you know what? I loved it. The house was perfect. I said, the only thing is it's too far out. So I'm going to, it's too far out. So we decided to look at that other house that we had looked at previously. So we went back to Conyers and we put a contract on Conyers, on the house in Conyers. And this is just how deceptive everything is. I saw the vision. You have to have vision in these last days. You have to have vision in order to do anything. But I didn't have vision with this particular house. But with the Conyers house, I had vision with. So I went to that house and I said something ain't right about this house in Conyers. So I said, I said the way that you're building the house is not matching up with the plan. The house had a plan. We had a floor. The house wasn't built yet, but we saw a model of it, and we had the floor plan of it. And I'm looking at the floor plan, and I'm looking at the building of the house. I said it's not the same. So I said the house is not the same as the plan. I don't see how it's going to be. And she was arguing with me, and we were going back and forth about the. I'm like, I don't want it because it's not built. It's not the same as the floor plan, and I can see it. I can see it very clear. And so I ended up taking the contract off of that house based off that reason. Come to find out, I was right. So I took a contract off, went back to that house. We were 30 days in that contract. Went back to that house because they had told me when I went there, I better get that house back because another couple from California was going to get that house. And I didn't expect it to be there. So we went back and the house was still there, waiting for us. So we went back to the house and go figure, the house is on Emerson Trail, MERS, MERSON, MERS. The person I'm suing is MERS, Mortgage Electronic Registration System. My former name used to be Romer, ROMER. Okay, so I mean, yeah, you can't make this stuff up, right? So anyway, so I go back there and I go back to that house and we get the house. We do the contract and everything. Let me tell you, the house was not right, okay? The house was not right. Things begin to happen in that house. And there's portals. There's houses that you buy that have spirits on them. There are houses that you hear about people having elevators in their house and things like that. There's land that is condemned, okay? There's a thing with land when you buy houses, the land is condemned. Meaning that I don't know what was on that land. It was a place that was empty before, prior to us buying it. It was an empty land. I don't know. To this day, I don't know what the land was used for before. I haven't looked into that. But if that land was used, it's a possibility that it could have been used for something nefarious. I don't know. But it's interesting that house. I can tell that the land was condemned based on some of the things that were happening in there. It was like a portal and how everything lined up. Like you were chosen. Like you're going to live in that house. We chose you. You're going to live in that house. And these are the powers that chose you. So I'm going to show you something. So this is a federal lawsuit. This is the power to hold. I'm reading on page 5. I haven't filed this yet. This is my summary judgment. I have a complaint that's already filed there. That's very thorough and explanatory. This is the summary judgment because I have all my evidence. This is all of the things that I'm filing. This is my own doing. I'm acting as pro se litigant. But one of the things I'm going to read right here is the power to have and to hold real property. I'm going to read from that part. It is a fact that First Magnus Financial Corporation never existed. A national banking association may purchase, hold, and convey real estate for the following purposes, according to the U.S. Code referenced above. If there is no bank, we took a mortgage with a bank, come to find out this bank never existed. There's something dualistic happening here. There's something shadowy about this. The bank never existed that we took the loan from, that the loan originated from. The bank never existed. I went to the location that was on the federal TILA form. They said that, and there's been people who leased that building prior to 2006. There was no such bank there ever. No such lending mortgage company ever. All right. So, and I go on to say and conclude, if there is no First Magnus Financial Bank, there's no way to convey to any other national bank that they may hold the property of Ms. Carva. They held property. Okay, this is the terminology that they use in our real estate transactions. It appears that the funds originated from another source, which explains the multiple loan numbers on the corporate assignment in which Mars gave Wells Fargo Home Mortgage and Wells Fargo Bank permission to have and to hold the property that is real. They're doing some other form of transaction when you purchase homes. When you purchase a house, there's hidden terminology in that deed in which they say, we give this to, the Quita Carva has allowed this person to have and to hold. I'm going to show you. To have and to hold by its assigners, its predecessors, or whatever the verbiage that they use, which means something totally different, okay? It's some coded language for them to basically, use you as a slave in trafficking, human trafficking. This is a form of human trafficking that is being done through real estate, through the real estate transactions. Here's a security deed, okay? Here's where the Quita Carva was given. And it's saying that I was a grantor, by the way, which means that it looks like I was the bank, okay? It also says the lender is my address. So it looks like they were trying to create a twin, okay? So it looks like they were trying to create a twin, which will be my rival, okay? Which would be my rival. And this is what they allowed. Where is it at? Here we go again. Oh, wow. You see, when you do something, yeah, I just found out something else. I'll hold that for later. I don't want to confuse the whole thing. But this is a weapon. They're saying I'm a weapon in a sense. So they basically put me, I'm going to show you how they did this. So they said, this is the Quita Carva, to have and to hold this property unto MERS solely as a nominee. A nominee is like a gift, somebody that's been won a contest. All right, you watch Hunger Games, you win a contest, you get the gift, the tree of life, right? It's given to the winner, one who remains steadfast. All right, nominee to the lender and lender successors and assigns, and to the successors and assigns of MERS. So this means like whoever is a MERS. A lot of y'all believe y'all in the 144,000, and I've spoken about that before, but that's Mars. I believe that there's two 144,000s. One is the enemy, one is Mars, the one that would say there will be no peace on earth, okay? I believe that people are going to this. This is the weapon, the 144,000, in which they have taken good things, good people like me, and other good people like me, and turned them into a weapon in order to basically destroy their garments, destroy their credibility, destroy anything. And they've taken the bad people, the wolves in sheep's clothing, and they made and exalted them, and we become the slave. So it goes back to that song, Lauryn Hill, you just want to use me, say you love me and then abuse me. You never thought you'd lose me. And she wakes up to the reality that, that we've been used for a system for the dead, to the dead. We've been used as a system for the dead. Animal conditioning, the lion tribe of Judah, the lions that call themselves lions and savages. So all of this is, listen to her lyrics, the song I Get Out. Listen to her lyrics and how she exposes the elite and how we're used as their slave. They basically turned something that was righteous, that abided by the law, and tarnished it. And basically told these hidden investors, I'm going to finish reading what I was reading, but I had to show you that because they gave me to hold, they're using me as a property, right? They use us as a property. Plaintiff believes there was a blanket loan that was done in an effort to create a confusing transaction that would be difficult to track utilizing the MERS database. By definition, a blanket loan is a blanket mortgage, is a type of loan to fund the purchase of more than one piece of real property. Okay, so I'm going to go on to show you another thing. I'm going to read this first, and I'm going to show you exactly so you can get how this is being done. Okay, I'm reading page, and I haven't posted this yet, but a lot of this is in my complaint that I filed already. It's a lot of information on initial disclosures already that I've already filed. All right, therefore, I'm reading on this next one. Therefore, plaintiff can proclaim that the shadow bank and the defendants in this action were invested in another form of property that would be proven to be real. However, it can be proven that plaintiff does have a viable deed in which she paid evidence by the joint tenancy with survivorship, the builders $10 and believes she owns a property and or properties in the community of Legend of Ellington. Okay. Wells Fargo Bank, Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, and MERS and its affiliates foreclosed on her home and left their clouds, there was a lien, their clouds and or heirs to continue to cause her great stress without any relief to this day, causing climate changes and global warming as she prepares this case and hopes that she too will become a shadow and her identity could be stolen along with her story regarding the onslaught of her life through the use of covert harassment, surveillance, and torture under the guise of human trafficking, a property in a pool of filthy atmospheres. So this is what's being done. There were multiple loans taken out on one house, in which I already owned technically by a deed, and that's really complicated. But bottom line is, we took out a loan on that house. There were other loans that were taken out. There was a lot of confusion around that time where they were trying to get us qualified and they were like doing all of these tricks. Oh, you didn't qualify. So you were filling out multiple applications, right? Multiple applications in which I believe that there was some other loans by straw buyers, okay? People who basically assume your identity behind the scenes, in which they took out loans as well. They also took out loans. And as a result, some of those loans, because they go into a pool, they go into some sort of type of mortgage-backed security. A lot of us, our homes are not our own. We don't realize this. This is behind the scenes. We don't realize that this is happening. But there's investors that invest in the property. And this is all done behind the scenes. They sell the notes over and over and over again, right? The mortgage sells the mortgage sells the loan to investors. These investors are hidden. They were hidden from us. We had no knowledge of these investors. I had no knowledge that there was multiple loans on the one house, but they were investing on another property. This is why I say they were investing on me as a property, me being the head of something that was true, the body in which things were, in which I was carrying. You know, our bodies, we carry sacredness, minerals. We have things in our body that we don't even know we possess as human beings. And as a result, they're investing in that. There's things that are hidden in us that we don't realize. All right. And so these investors didn't give a damn about the property. They were investing in you. So there's work that we do in the night that we don't know about, okay, that we're unconscious to. All right. So this is something that they invested in. They they took something of you. They created altars, split you up, gave you identity, put different demons on you, right? They demonized you, and they basically had you engage in acts unconscious to you, okay, that are unconscious to you. So therefore, as a result, these investors were investing in doing some shady things. So you got all these properties that are part of a covenant, that are part of a subdivision. And the subdivision usually have a covenant, right? They usually have a covenant in this subdivision. And you don't know, it's all behind the scenes. There's other loan owners, there's investors investing on you. They're buying and selling, passing along a note, you being the note, you being the money, the source of revenue, and they're passing it on. What they're doing to having to hold you, they're doing something sexual. It's all sexual. It's all sexually related. It's all behind the scenes. It's all hidden. They put you into this unconscious. It's synonymous with witchcraft. It's synonymous with rituals. It's synonymous with being a weapon, ensnaring men. We go out in the day and not realizing there's another side of us that's doing hidden nonverbal cues, soliciting men. There's other parts of you that at the unconscious level are signaling men to come near you, to attract to you, and you unconsciously are having sex with these men on a different level, if that makes any sense to you. If you can visualize that, that's what's happening. Meanwhile, men are getting ensnared, black men, I'm going to say, for me, they're using me to attack my own people, okay? They're using me as a weapon to attack my people, all right? They're using a lot of women as honeypots to attack our men. Why? Because that's the strength. If they can get rid of our men, they can get rid of us, okay? They get the women. Just get the women and the children. We can enslave the women and the children. And that's exactly what they're doing. So they get our men in a snare. They set them up. They get them into this honeypot. And then they set them up, and then they unleash a beast, okay? They unleash some sort of thing that is ritualistic, okay, that is occurring at the ritualistic level that is getting them in some sort of trouble, and they're pinpointing it to who? You. to me. Boom, she's the target. She's the one. She's gonna kill their people. So this is what. So this is where you have to become smart at. This is where you have to understand that they're playing a game with us. They're playing a game. This is a very serious game. You can look at Hunger Games. They turned the nation of Israel against each other. Okay, and they did that by strategy. And this is how you have to be smarter than them to say the answer isn't fast. And the answer is just don't play the game. The answer is trying to change your reality and to expose it. The answer is not going to go fight a war that you can't see, because I can't see these people. They're invisible entities that are creating all. I don't know it's not real. We know that the enemy is destroyed. I don't care how much you say that. It's becoming very real and it's manifesting. I'm gonna tell you how it's manifesting. Look at Halle Berry. Halle Berry just said there's a man that claimed to have had a deed to her house. They're using me. My life is being portrayed. It's like when I speak about things, I guarantee, even right now, when I speak about, you'll see something that I'm speaking about on television. You'll see it on television. Everything that I'm talking about, I guarantee you, it's like I'm a broadcast system. I'm not lying. When you see me talking, whenever I talk, you're going to see it being portrayed on some sort of media outlet. When Halle Berry now has, this last week, I believe, has said that an intruder has claimed to have a deed to her house. So this is all code. They're using coded language. Pay attention. Pay attention to the news. Pay attention. They're telling you coded language. This is the New World Order. You're like, when is it black or what all this stuff? It's happening right now. It's happening. Some of us don't have the discernment. Some of us are really dumb and numb to it. It's already happening. They got me in a virtual prison. I'm in a virtual prison. I'm being attacked by my own family member. My whole family is against me. They don't turn my kids against me. I have no money. Look at the story of Sandra Bland. I didn't even realize this, but Sandra Bland was on her way to get a job when she got stopped by the police. When she got stopped by the police, she was on her way to get a job. What were they stopping? They were stopping her way to get money. When you get money, that's your freedom out. You can get out of this country. When you get money, you can get out of this country. You can get out of who controls this country. Okay? This country's God is the pyramid. Okay? It's not the cross. This country's God is the pyramid. It's Egypt. Okay? There's the pyramid. There's the pyramid. And here's the alien. They know how to. This is really an alien head. I don't know how they did. Somebody did that and turned it, and it is. It's an alien head. They did something. I don't know how they did it, but they're able to translate the aliens in the pyramid. But this is it. This is it. This is their. This is theirs. The America. This is America. The aliens. So it's like you wake up to that reality, and they traffic through holy things, and they try to make you join, and you know, it's not something I'm interested in, because it's been very harsh. It's been very cruel, very hostile. They're trying to change you into something that you're not. They're trying to stain your garments, and it seems like they're bothering every beautiful thing. You see beautiful women being attacked. They're cutting off their hair. They're in bondage. They're in this bondage, and there's jealousy, and it's a jealous spirit. It's evil. It's just, I can't begin, and I'd rather die. Look, I'd rather just say, look, they're breathing through me, kill me. I mean, in all honesty, I'd rather have it that way than to dwell with this thing. This thing is really happening to me, and I guarantee you, anybody that's watching, you're going to be targeted. I guarantee you. You watch this and you believe in it. I guarantee you, right now, you're already targeted, and I'm sure people will view this. You will watch it. You will believe it. Why wouldn't you believe it? It's in the documents. I just showed you. I just showed you how they're trying to change and distort people's reality. Shannon, what's her name? Sharon Bland. She's about to go get a job. I think she was on her way to an interview, and got stopped. She was about to make money. Aaron Alexis was about to leave the country, I think, the next day, and went out and killed. They don't want you. This place is gridlocked. They don't want you out of America. I'm desperate for money. I need money to get out of this country badly. I need money to get out of this country. They set me up as a weapon, okay? My ministry is called the Day of the Lord. I had no idea. The Day of the Lord is violence, okay? They're setting people up for the Day of the Lord, because what they're going to do, they're going to throw you in jail. They're going to lock you up in jail. They wanted me to lead it, as you can see. I was supposed to be like the Black Panther movement. I was supposed to be that person that get these people into become vigilantes and mad at the government and do all of this stuff. And that's not what I did. I came and taught them the truth. I taught them what I believed to be the truth, because I was truly led. I was truly led, and I felt compassion for our experience, because our experience is very real. It's very real. It's nothing funny about it. It's not a game. It's very real. But the truth is, they have created a weapon in me. They have created a weapon. And in order to deactivate that weapon, is the truth has to be exposed. And that's what I'm doing through this lawsuit. And I'm showing how it's being done through real estate transactions. Get it? Real estate. We are estates. You don't even know that. You don't even realize that your body is a temple. When they talked about the thief will enter into houses, he's not talking about your physical house. I said that in another video. I said that a long time ago. They're not talking about your physical house. They're talking about your body. They're breaking into, you don't need an alarm system. They blow their breath on, they're these foul breaths, these reptilian spirits, they're disgusting. It's the Antichrist system. I'm telling you, and it's horrendous. It's absolutely atrocious. And, I don't know what the answer is other than I guess we're supposed to speak the truth. And that's it. I mean, we are the truth. We are the truth. And you have to speak that truth and stand in that truth. But it's something very evil, and it's like the gods of America. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. It's something it ain't God. I mean, I don't know. It is God. I don't know what it is. But it's definitely demonic. It's the mirror. I don't know what it's the image. I have no idea. But I'm not the only one that's feeling this. And when you go and, speak about this as I am right now, you see me getting sweaty. But I'm getting attacked right now my head is hurting. And they're trying to disorient me, slur my speech, and all of these things. And it's just like the more I pursue this, the more I get attacked. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Because why? Because I'm not going to live like this. And if I have to live with these things coming through me, I'd rather die. I seriously rather die. But that's my whole story. I survived all of this. That's what they don't want me. That's what they don't want people to know, that somebody actually survived these attacks. These attacks have been horrendous. I have seen some very crazy things. But that's the whole thing. They don't want you to get your hands on money, because why? Money gets you free. You get out of America. I said, as soon as I get money, next day I'm on a flight. I'm out of this place. Next day, and I need money. So if anybody can support me, this ministry, today I need money stat. I need it certified mail, because they intercept my mail. I need it certified. I need it stat. I need money to get out of this country. I'm leaving. Look, my children's future, I would have never had kids. I'm going to tell you something. Had I known before I had those kids, I did IVF, I would have never had kids. I would have never brought kids here. I was financially stable, prepared. I would have never brought kids into this world, into America. I would have never done it. So I'm disappointed. I have to internalize this information, this knowledge that I know regarding my life, the trafficking of my life, the many altars that they've created, and you know my story. Some of you followed my story from the beginning. I've talked about satanic ritual abuse. I talked about all these things I've been exposed to as a child. I talked about all of these things, the betrayal of my ex-husband and things like that. And I moved beyond that. And I'm just surprised that I'm still experiencing that. And that's part of the reason, because I didn't take the oath. And that's why I'm still experiencing these attacks. And I don't really hear about any targeted individuals anymore like I used to. So I'm wondering if people have given in to that and have sold their soul. And I'm telling you, Lauryn Hill, listen to the song Lauryn Hill said, "You be safe to save your soul and escape this mind control." This is horrible. This is horrible. And the truth is the thing that sets you free. I want to speak some more about this. I want to speak like this. Okay. So, based on the findings in this action that is being brought forth by the plaintiff as myself, acting as pro se litigant, I am seeking relief in the form of restitution. For a period of several years or so, plaintiff has been denied the right and freedom to live a quiet and enjoyable life, and she was given into the hands of murderers who had and held her without consent at the unconscious level, distorting her reality, causing a dualistic-like construct as the clouds of darkness and shadows hovered over her, keeping her in a constant state of terror and torture. It is with great faith that has allowed her to reveal the story with soundness of mind, considering the many invisible weapons that were aimed to take her very life. No attorney would help plaintiff initially with the story. In fact, it was expected that she would die unheard of and or be mentally debilitated to make any sense. Plaintiff is still under this cloud. They left a cloud, a lien, L-I-E-N, alien. And its attacks increase and intensify as she prepares this case. The defendant sought to steal her life and story and had divided lots amongst themselves, leaving her fragmented. Plaintiff has no way to show the monetary proof of damages due to her being uninsured. However, it has been proven that it was all by design, that the plaintiff be stripped of everything that equates to life. We all know that targeted individuals, they want you to lie. They want you to die or to destroy yourself, right? It's self-inflicted abuse, right? All right, so while someone else assumes her interest in or wealth that she has, I believe that I have interest in some things in which she was not aware of. Therefore, plaintiff prays for immediate and equitable relief and include any claims in or interest she has in Wells Fargo Bank and Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. Plaintiff has proven she owned the property outright and has requested that the property be returned to her, in addition to properties in her lots that are owned by plaintiff in which the defendants in this action are holding. Plaintiff prays that her property, body, return to a pre-Mars and cloud state as if she had never gave consent to be held by strangers. Okay, so I have all the evidence, so I'm just, how are you gonna prove that? Sound crazy? No, not at all. It's written very well. I have all of the evidence to corroborate my story. This is why I say you have to be very diligent whenever you do anything to present your case. You have to pray that you're intelligent, that you can intelligently speak to it. Because any event that you can't speak to it or you're all over the place, you have to have a systematic way of producing and speaking to the level of eloquence your case. Because if you can't, then you have no case. If you're gonna get up there and you're gonna be all over the place and you don't have your evidence to match what you're saying, then it won't make any sense, and no one's gonna listen to you. You don't have any proof, and I can believe you. I can believe you all day. I can say you're absolutely right. But if you don't have the proof, in which I have everything, I have all my records, I have all my closing papers, everything. I have all of my closing papers, my documents, and it points out to everything that I've said. It's and I believe, you say, well, why did they do this? Because I believe that I own things here. I believe that I have money that I never found out about. I believe that a lot of us have money that we never found out about. They try to take it from us. They try to use our money and our identities. They've taken our identities and taken our land. This goes back to, inheritances and so forth, and lost money and things like that, and that we never got. Okay. So this is why they're attacking us. And when you look at it, remember I don't know if some of you truthers follow this, but when we're talking about the New World Order, maybe when I woke, people were talking about markings of mailboxes and all of that, markings of mailboxes, markings of homes and so forth. And they were basically getting rid of the troublemakers, the people that would basically speak against it. And I believe they put all of those people, I believe that they created some sort of construct or some sort of, and then you say it's that crap, but this is, let me tell you how brilliant this is. I mean, you can't get mad at them for trying. This is some strategic design that they have created by the powers that be, all right, in order to control one individual, in order to control the masses. They control who would they follow? Who would these people follow? Who would they listen to? Who would make sense that they would be able to follow? And if it was me, they targeted me. They put everybody with this person and did some sort of witchcraft and made me become their enemy. Made it look like I'm their enemy. If you see the movie Get Out, like that white girl in the movie and she was dating a black guy. And of course I'm black. I'm every bit of black. But you see the white girl in the movie, and I'm just like, well, she mind. Can't you see that she mind controlled? Like they all mind controlled. The whole thing, the sons was mind controlled. I think the only one that was really awake was the wife, the woman. Even the husband was kind of like, I think they were all mind control in the movie Get Out. Even though he had to kill her, but I could see that she was mind controlled. She was being mind controlled too. She was a weapon. So it was like the purpose. You don't look at it like that because she's white. He's like, well, no, she's white, but you don't look at it like that. But it doesn't matter what color he is. Let me tell you something. I know that it's aliens because black people, the things that white people used to do when they were racist, the little things that they do, the little tricks that they used to do to like, and we would say, oh, they being racist or they being funny. Black people doing it too. So black people doing what I said white people used to do. So you have to now say that, no, this is something big. This. It really ain't white and black, to be honest with you. It ain't white and black. What they're doing is doing a strategy. They're trying to create race war, sex war, homosexual war, so Mars can come and take over. And that they're really the enemies. They're really the enemy. And you have to look at, this is a planetary attack, and they're attacking women. They're breeding through women. Reptilians. This is all about blood. It ain't got nothing to do with, this is about blood. These are like literally zombies. You got people that are feeding off of flesh and they get power off of it. And this is the beast system. And they're trying to make you afraid. They're trying to turn you into them. They want you like them. And you're resisting it. And it's like, no, I'm not doing it. And, they're hoping to change it. I don't care right now. Long as my story's out, I would never want to be with them. So I'm just letting you know, America, you got a serious problem in your hand. To the leaders that's coming out, you have a serious your government is saturated. I'm going to tell you something. And if this isn't getting, if this is not, I'm telling you, it's happening through me. I'm telling you, and nobody, if you ain't taking me seriously, I'm telling you, it's all happening through me. So I'm hoping somebody takes this very seriously. I'm telling you, I'm coming out on YouTube and I'm saying it's all happening through me. There are astral beings, I believe. They're blowing their spirit on. They're able to do virtual surgery, so they can definitely do virtual, invisible warfare. So this is happening, and the only way to get out of it is to leave the dimension that they're in. This is America. Obviously, a curse is on America. So they must be entitled to do this. And they've hidden some of us. And I don't believe that we're really hidden. And I don't care. I prayed, and the name Jesus ain't working. I'm just saying, for me, it hasn't. I don't know about anybody else, but it hasn't worked. So, I don't know about what everybody else's experience has been, but it's just, it's not working. So something is clearly wrong. I believe that they've basically put people on this oath and they wipe your brain. I believe that they re-indoctrinate people. I believe this is definitely the day of Hitler, definitely the time of New World Order, the tyrannical government system. And they basically have wiped the minds of those who know what the truth is and re-indoctrinated them. And have given them roles and told them they're Jesus and they're this and they're that. And I think it's an identity. I think they're stuck in some sort of virtual falsehoodness, where they believe that they're superheroes and they're savages in the belief system. Remember, I talked about this on YouTube a long time ago. I said if you could get people to believe something, it can change the reality. And so no matter how much the head tries to do to change their reality, they create all these altars and these spirits. So you got to let the system break. You got to let it crash. And if I'm that weapon, I just have to let it go. I have to drop it, and I have to let it go, because I'm not going to bow to this. I'm not going to bow to this. So I'm just giving my notice right now. I'm not going to turn into a Myra Mays. I'm not going to turn into an Aaron Alexis. However, if it has to be destroyed, let it destroy itself. Because it definitely has to go. I don't want this this experience happening through me. Meanwhile, I need emergency money. It's just like, this is my prayer to anybody that listens to this, anybody who feels like there's some truth in what I'm saying, and you believe me. Like I said, you can follow this on the federal. This case is filed at the United States District Court, Northern District of Georgia, Atlanta Division. I probably won't file this. This is my summary judgment, my motion for summary judgment. Probably won't go to trial, but this is my identity. This is me. This is me. People are trying to steal this story. I'm gonna tell you why. How do you know that, Quita? Because that's what I'm under attack for. I survived. You have to understand something. And y'all who watch me know I survived. I've survived. There's this thing happens where the pool of investors and pool the security backed mortgage happens where they put these houses in the pool. They put these notes in the pool. And I look at it as pool. I'm like pool. I'm in a swimming pool, right? So picture yourself being in a swimming pool with a bunch of homeowners, the homeowners association, the covenant, and you in this pool. You don't know none of these people. They ain't in none of your neighborhood. It's just a whole bunch of investors that are masters of this pool. So it's like a bunch of fish sitting up in a pool. They creating atmospheres, blowing on the water that the pool that you're in, blowing their filthy spirit, putting parasites on the water, all right, putting parasites on the water through their breath, from the foulness of their breath. You in a pool, you hit with all of this stuff that comes in that pool. Some people you seeing fishes on the ocean, what do you call it, on the shore, fishes being brushed up on the shore. You're in this pool, you're getting angry and hostile, you don't know what's happening. That's global warming, by the way, okay? Hint, hint, that's the code, global warming, climate change, okay? This is listen, folks, this is the prophecy of Jonah. This is where Yeshua say, oh, you can tell the times, you can tell the times in the sea, the times of the weather, but you can't tell the day of the Lord or something like that. So they know, these are magicians. These are magicians. So they have this pool. We're all in this pool of a particular people, a group of people that know the truth, are in this pool, and they there seducing spirits and all this stuff. The church, they seducing them, they doing all of this stuff. And so you in there, and you in that pool, and all this filth is around. Your head hurt, your body hurt, your body hurt, your back hurt, everything is hurt, and everything is like filthy, and you getting angry. You don't know why. That's climate change. This is their code. Okay, they're turning you into zombies. You drink this water. You know, parasites. This is the crown of thorns. This is the sacrifice right here. This is the mass sacrifice. This is how they're gaining their power. So they're blowing all of their filthiness on there, trying to control that, because what? If you kill the mind, something, they can take over the real throne, the place where the real throne is. So that's what they're doing. So they're enticing all of these people with all of these things that profit absolutely nothing. They breathe their breath on you, and it's happening like that. So it changes you, right? And this is what probably happened to Aaron Alexis. It's probably when you look at Sandra Bland, when she was in jail after 3 days. When you see that picture of her when she did that documentary, that picture of her with her eyes rolled back. They zombified her. They hit her. They were in that police jail. They probably hit her with so much demonic spirits and atmospheres and the Black Plague, all the stuff that they put in the Bible, all these sicknesses. By the way, that I can smell soon. I have the gift of discernment. As soon as I go in, I can smell it, and I'm looking at people like, y'all don't smell that. Like, y'all don't smell it. That's sick. It smells like brain rot. It smells like a brain is rotten. I'm a nurse by trade. That's another thing. That's another thing. They're taking, I don't know if it's, I believe it's happening to a lot of nurses. Folks, this is serious. They're taking registered nurses that work in the hospital. Okay, registered nurses took an oath. We took an oath to serve patients. Okay, we are to give them the best and exceptional care that we can possibly give. They're taking nurses out of the hospital and giving them and putting fake nurses in the hospital. They're putting different nurses in the hospitals. Okay, so why? Because these nurses are doing blood sacrifices in the hospital unconsciously. These nurses are not licensed. They're putting people who are stealing identities of nurses that are going at the bedside, administering medications they know nothing about, giving care to patients that they know nothing about, and they have no compassion. They are totally flat in the care that they give, and they're taking care of our patients. Wow, is that crazy? You talking about somebody that knows too much? You talking about somebody that knows too much and they have taken and ostracized and took me out, and it's like they come and astral project inside of your house, all right, and drink your blood to get healed off of you. Meanwhile, you're supposed to be taking care of patients in the hospitals. You're supposed to be taking care of these patients that are being targeted and hit by them. Trust me, I've worked there, and I know patients that were back in 2013 to 2014 who have said to me, the white old patient that I had, the white old man said to me, they think, I don't know why he said this out of the blue. I didn't say anything to him. He just said out of the blue, they think they're going to get away with this. And he was there sick. And he's like, I don't know. He said they think that they're going to get away with this, and they're not. And then, so it was just like people know, but, and I knew what he was saying. And, I didn't get into it. I was at work, and I was trying to, maintain professionalism and everything, but I prayed with him. But, I get it because they do. They're not going to get away with it. You're not. You're just not. You're not going to get away with it. And, it's people are being possessed, and this is coming from, not even just America. The world needs to recognize, the entire world needs to recognize that the Earth really has a problem. Planet Earth has a problem, and it's within another planetary system. It's happening in a different planetary system, and you're gonna remember this. You're gonna remember I said it. This came from a black little skinny girl right here without any resources right now. I have no resources right now whatsoever. I have no phone that works. I have no money. I have nothing, okay? No, I'm a registered nurse in this country and can't work. Computer is hacked. I'm surprised people even get to my videos. If they do, I'm just hoping that somebody would see it. And I'm hoping that I'll get some money. My mailbox is the Day of the Lord Ministry, P.O. Box 777, Conyers, Georgia 30012. Day of the Lord Ministry, P.O. Box 777, Conyers, Georgia 30012. And I would say you can send it anonymously, send it certified or an anonymous name where you can track it, make sure that it got sent to me. I do exist. I am alive. They've taken everything from me. I can't even begin. I have some days I'm just like, I'm in shock. Some days I say, this is too much. I'm like, there can be no God in this, because this, you hear, oh, I wouldn't put that much. God doesn't put that much on people, and it's just like, it's unfortunate that somebody has to go through this level of torture in order to get anything, and they don't want you to have any money. And they only keep you here because you're a vessel that they can do witchcraft through. They use our wombs. And, so I'm just trying to, and, it's funny because it seem like people out know that it's me. It's like, you the enemy, like you the one, like you the man of sin. No, I'm not. It was all by design. It was all by design. It was all about taking something that was gorgeous and trying to turn it into a monster. They want to see if they can manipulate it. This is all in the movies. Hunger Games, they take the girl out there to kill up her people and to see who's going to be the last one left. And, this is all about turning something into something that it ain't, And I'm like, I'm not playing a game. I'm not playing. I'm not going to play it. And I'm going to continue to do what I do, which is live. I lived through the whole thing. They denied me life insurance in 2012. Oh, by the way, there's a scripture that says there's an evil disease that clings to him. Somewhere in the Bible, I don't know, you can Google that. There's an evil disease that clings to him. So I'm sure the CIA use all types of tactics to keep people away from me, to not date me, to not be interested in me. Whatever they've done to basically tarnish my reputation. Probably lied and said I had AIDS or whatever, HIV, whatever they've done. It's all good. I'm clean. And, it's just a smear campaign. It's nothing but a smear campaign out there that I've never seen so horrendous in my life. So I'm going to leave it like that. So thank you and shalom, everyone. Thank you. Take care. Daquita Carver. Bye.